Welcome. Today we're going to go over a few things for balance. We'll be working standing, so go ahead and stand up and give yourself a bit of space to work around you. And we'll begin by just warming the body up a little bit. So kind of shake things out, kick your feet forward, shake your arms out, roll your shoulders back a few times, and then find a neutral alignment into Tadasana, mountain pose, with your feet hip width apart and parallel. Soften your knees, stand nice and tall. And you can keep your gaze forward on one point in front of you or soften your gaze and just take a moment to connect to your body, connect to how you're feeling right now, and connect to the flow of your breath. Try to find a bit of ease in your breath, relax your abdomen. Now maintaining your connection, lift your gaze or kind of shake things out a little bit again, just get your body kind of loose. Okay, and then stand tall once again in Tadasana. Knees are soft. And from here, just take a moment to shift your weight forward and back. So we're kind of just honing our proprioception, our sense of groundedness through the legs, our sense of our center of gravity. Okay. And then come to kind of a neutral space where you feel like you're bearing your weight equally down through your legs and your feet into the floor. And then shift your weight from side to side. Now try to keep your gaze on your one point in front of you. Shift your weight side to side. And essentially you're trying to get your head over your standing foot. But try not to tip your shoulders or move your hips or just shifting our weight. And this is the way we move when we walk. This is a natural way we shift our weight when we're walking. Okay. And then come back to neutral. Now shake it out again. And then we will be doing a bit of dynamic movement for balance training. So give yourself some space. If you are on a mat, then get to one end of the mat and use your mat for kind of your guide for your distance. If you don't have a mat, that's fine. Just give yourself about 6 feet of space in front of you. Stand nice and tall and find your focal point to look at in front of you. Soften your knees. And from here, you're just going to walk naturally. However you walk across that space. But keep your gaze forward. Try not to look down. Now, your gaze is forward, but your awareness is down in your legs and in your feet. And we're going to walk backwards now. So keep your gaze forward and walk backwards. Take it your time. This is not a race. It doesn't matter how fast you go. Try to touch your toes to the floor behind you and then your heel. If your balance is really shaky or you're just having a challenge today with balance, then work along a wall and hold on to the wall or use the wall for support or a tabletop, okay? So you're back at the starting point. You have your space in front of you. And from here, we're going to take the arms either out to the side like goalposts or stretch your arms straight up, or you can touch your fingertips to your shoulders, but lift your arms in some way to help you stay nice and long and tall through the spine. And then from here, shift your weight from side to side like we did before, just getting that sense of the shift of center of gravity. And we're going to be walking, but we're going to exaggerate the lifts in the leg. So from here, shift to one side, pick the opposite leg up and take a step forward. And then big lift and step forward. Big lift and step forward. So this has a potential for throwing you off balance. So work in a way that is accessible, but you want to challenge yourself a little bit, okay? And once you've reached your distance, then just pause for a moment. And then we're going to go backwards in the same way. So pick your leg up and then take a step back and pick your leg up and take a step back, but we're going slowly, okay? Nice and slow. The slower you go, the more of a challenge. So we're really trying to hone our proprioception and get the legs involved, kind of wake up the feet, wake up your toes. Coming back to our starting spot. And then release your arms. Kind of shake it all out. Relax a little bit. Just move around, wiggle around. And then come back to the starting point so you have space to the side of you. It doesn't matter which side, we'll be doing both sides. So we'll do a step to the side now in that same way, that exaggerated big step. So reach your arms out to the side. This time let's bring the fingertips to the shoulders, or if that doesn't work for you, then keep your hands just lifted, okay? Stand tall, and you're going to keep your focus forward, and your gaze will shift over a horizontal point, okay? So try not to look down, okay? From here, pick your leg up towards the side you have the space to, and then take a big step to the side, and then lift the other leg and step to the side. So it's like you're stepping over an obstacle. So you have that imaginary obstacle you're stepping over, and you need to shift your weight, activate through the legs, keep breathing. Good. And then go in the opposite direction. Take your time. Make sure that your knees are staying a little bit bent. If you've ever watched a tightrope walker, they keep their knees bent. They keep their center of gravity low to the floor or to the tightrope. And that's what we want to do here. Keep the knees soft so we're keeping our center of gravity anchored. Let's try that side step again, the same thing. So pick your leg up, big step to the side. Pick your leg up, bring it back. And keep going. Big steps to the side. This is really, really good. Moving to the side, shifting the weight. Maintain your breath. Big steps. And then back in the opposite direction. Good. Big step. Big step. Keep going. Do what you can. It's okay if you need to take a break. All right, and then release and shake it all out. Shake it out, wiggle around. Okay, now come back to the center space of where you're working. It can be on a mat. If you're on a mat, face the long edge of your mat and have space to either side of you. And if you're not on a mat, that's fine. Just give yourself a bit of room. Okay, and we're going to do another side step variation. You can bring your hands to your hips for this one. Stand nice and tall, keep your gaze forward, and we'll start with the right leg. So pick your right knee up and take a big step to the side, but leave your left foot where it is and keep this right knee bent. And then push off of the floor, pick your leg up and bring yourself back to center. And go to the other side. Lift the knee, step to the side, lift, and step together. So we're kind of working this leg a bit, strengthening it, and using it to get ourselves back to our center point. So step to the side, and then step together. Big step to the side, and step together. One more time, finish on your left side. We started with the right leg, finish on your left, come back to center, and then shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out. And then relax, come back to Tadasana, soften your knees, find your focal point to look at in front of you. And come back to shifting your weight from side to side. And notice how this feels now. You may feel like after some of this balance work, you feel a bit more aware of your legs, aware of your feet, aware of where you are in space. And perhaps a bit more confident in this shift of weight and in your balance. Now come back to a center point. Keep your knees soft, and you can keep your gaze forward if that's comfortable, or you can close your eyes and once again draw your awareness inward. Take a moment to connect to how your body's feeling. Perhaps there's a bit more of a sense of stability and comfort in the body and in the breath. That was a bit of a cardio kind of stimulation, so the heart may be pumping a bit quicker, the breath may be moving a bit more rapidly. That's okay. Let your breath be wherever it needs to be, and it will come to an even pace all on its own. And you can stay here observing as long as you'd like, and when you're ready, you can lift your gaze and relax. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this balance work, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Namaste.